Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? I hope that all of you are fine and enjoying your vacations. Today we will discuss another unit of your syllabus of O-Level Physics 5054, that is unit number 27, the nuclear atom. In this unit we will discuss different terms related with the nuclear atom, that what is meant by nuclear atom, how we can define nuclear atom, the structure of nucleus, different terms related with the nuclear atom like atomic mass number, atomic number, nuclide notation, isotopes and their uses. So let's start this unit by explaining the learning outcome B, that is the nuclear atom. Okay, now we will start the unit number 27 by considering learning outcome B, that is how Giger-Marsden alpha particles scattering experiment provides the existence of nuclear atom. There were two scientists, Giger and Marsden, and they performed an experiment to prove the existence of nuclear atom, that is nucleus. Definitely these two scientists worked under the supervision of Rutherford. What they have done, that they have considered alpha particles and they have thrown those alpha particles on thin gold foil, and they have studied their scattering, that when they have thrown the alpha particles on thin gold foil, then after falling these rays or these particles on thin gold foil, they have studied their scattering pattern, and after studying their scattering pattern they have concluded different results regarding their experiment. So they have considered alpha particles, and definitely alpha particles are positively charged rays, and they have thrown these alpha particles on gold foil, and this was the pattern of the rays being scattered by the gold foil. So under this diagram I have drawn a single atom of gold foil, and we will explain the scattering of these alpha particles. So these were the alpha particles or alpha rays, and now you can see that when this ray was in the center of the atom, then this will be deflected back. This ray has shown a bit deflection over here, and this ray also has shown bit deflection over here, and these rays were being undeflected, unscattered, or in other words we can say that these rays were traveling in a straight path. Now why the alpha particles were being deflected? Already we have studied that like charges repel each other in previous unit. So it means that when alpha particles were deflected, so definitely those alpha particles will definitely strike with any positive particles which comes in their path. So what they have concluded that from this experiment that there exists a small nucleus inside the atom. In other words, the size of the nucleus is very small, and definitely size of the nucleus is less than the size of the atom. And from this diagram it is also clear that this was a diagram of the atom and this was the nucleus. So size of the nucleus is very small. And how they have concluded this result? Because most of the alpha rays were being unscattered, or they were traveling as it is, as they were thrown. So in this way they have concluded that there exists a smaller nucleus inside the atom and the size of the nucleus is smaller than the size of the atom. What was the conclusion number 2? That atom has mostly empty spaces. Now, how they have made this conclusion that atom has mostly smaller or empty spaces? Because most of the alpha rays were traveling in a straight path or in a straight line. So definitely if they are unscattered or they are not changing their path, so definitely it comes to an end for this conclusion that atom has mostly empty spaces, but with positive nucleus. Why positive nucleus is there? Why nucleus is not negative? Because those alpha rays were being deflected or those alpha rays were moving away from that particular particle. So it's mean that that particular particle carry positive charge, and like charges always repel each other. They have made the conclusion number 3 that there exists a dense nucleus in atom, and definitely this nucleus carry positive charge, and the size of the nucleus is smaller than the size of the atom. And what was the last conclusion? That there exists nuclear atom. And this was the name of our unit as well, the nuclear atom. So these two scientists have performed alpha particles scattering experiment to provide the evidence for the existence of nucleus, and after observing the scattering of alpha rays being thrown on gold foil, what they have concluded? Number 1, nucleus is of smaller size and its size is smaller than the size of the atom. Atom consists of mostly empty spaces, and there exists a smaller nucleus inside the atom which carry positive charge. There exists a dense nucleus in an atom and the existence of nuclear atom. So I hope so that now you are able to understand the results of Giger-Marsden alpha particles scattering experiment. Now we will move towards learning outcome A and C. Now we will discuss other learning outcomes of this unit, that is learning outcome A and learning outcome C. Learning outcome A relates to the structure of atom in terms of electron and nucleus, and while learning outcome C consists of composition of nucleus in terms of protons and neutrons. So let's start. Structure of atom. Atom basically consists of two parts. The central part of atom is called as nucleus. The central part of atom is called as nucleus. Around the nucleus there exist different orbits, and in these orbits specific particle revolves around the nucleus, and those particles are called as electrons. Definitely nucleus is a positively charged particle, and the particle which revolve around the fixed orbits around the nucleus are called as electrons, and they carry negative charges. So nucleus is a positively charged particle while electron is a negatively charged particle. So the central part of atom is called as nucleus, and around the nucleus the particle which revolves in specific or particular orbits are called as electrons. Nucleus carry positive charge while electrons carry negative charge. Now we will see the composition of nucleus. Basically, nucleus consists of two particles, and these particles are protons and neutrons. So this blue color shows the protons and green color shows neutrons. So nucleus consists of two particles called protons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged particles, while neutrons are neutral. So nucleus consists of how many particles? Two particles, protons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged particle. So P stands for protons and P stands for positive. And neutrons are neutral particles. N stands for neutron and N stands for neutral. But one thing is there as well, that number of protons are always equals to number of electrons. What does it mean? That if there are two protons, then definitely these two protons are equal to two electrons. So in this way we can say that atom is a neutral particle. Why atom is a neutral particle? Because number of protons exist inside the nucleus are equal to number of electrons revolving around the nucleus. So let's suppose if it carries two electrons, then definitely it carries two protons. So the charge on the electrons will be equal to the charge on the protons, but since electrons are negatively charged particle and protons are positively charged particle, so they will cancel each other. Therefore atom is a neutral particle. So again I am going to repeat these 2 points, that atom consists of two type of particles. The central part of atom is called as nucleus, and nucleus is a positively charged particle, while around the nucleus in specific orbits, specific particle revolves, and those particles are called as electrons, and those electrons carry negative charges. While the structure of nucleus is simple as well, that nucleus consists of two type of particles which exist or which reside inside the nucleus, and those particles are protons and neutrons. Protons carry positive charge and neutrons carry negative charge, and the number of protons are equals to number of electrons. Now we will proceed towards next learning outcome of this unit.